So the agenda for this presentation will be, first I will just quickly say the word for the chairman, because he gives like a view for the future for the company, and I think it will be good for us to just have this impression. And second, the company financial goals, DuPont model analysis about the inflation, how inflation can affect the group, trend analysis, and our conclusion. Well, first, it's important because that's something that was in the report that Warren Bell, which is our chairman, did. Everybody knows that for all the companies last year was very hard because of the COVID, but Hallenstein Group was really good because even though everything happened, they got like 47% increase in sales. So they say here that in the total group sales grow 10%. So even though this is a very good positive view, we have to be very careful because we don't know how the COVID situation will affect the future. But it's a positive view for the company. Please, thank you. So the financial management goals. The first one is to keep generating continuous income. So how can they do that? Like they have this goal to increase 15% in sales this year. So how can they do that? Invest in digital, retailing, innovation, and focus on fashionable products. So when we look about the group, they're investing very much in online sales, which is good because comparing to the previous year, they got like a very huge increase in sales. So they're investing a lot, and they're on this path to reach this goal. And the second one is maximize shareholders' equity value. And how they are doing this? Controlling the cost through the company. For example, through the COVID situation, they for the short-term period, they decreased the salaries of like executives, directors, and they also talk with the landlords to help them to negotiate the leases for the moment. So they are trying everything to reduce the costs. Okay, DuPont model. I won't get in detail about the ROA and ROE because Renat presented to us. So I will talk about DuPont analysis. DuPont analysis is from the ROA and ROE. They go like the profit margin multiplied for the total assets, and for the DuPont ROE, profit margin multiplied total assets and financial leverage. So here I put it the values for profit margin, total assets, and financial leverage comparing for both years. You can see here the profit margin, we have a slightly decrease from 2019 to 2020. And I believe that the reason was the COVID situation. The total asset turnover had a very high decrease, and the reason is because they got a lease at this moment. So that was the reason they got like a decrease of this size. And for the financial leverage, they went up as well, and the reason for that is because they increased the total assets because they got a new building, a new lease. Usually the company which is applying a high financial leverage, which is this case, if you compare, the ROA is lower. So you can see here the difference, how the ROA is lower in this case. And the asset turnover ratio may be artificially deflated when a company makes large asset purchase. So when you see here the asset turnover, this is happened because they just got a huge lease. So that was just artificially deflated. That doesn't show really how are the situation of the company. Next. Okay, so analysis between 2018 2020. First, about the inflation impacts. How that impacted the business. First, the high US dollar exchange rates because we have companies here and in Australia, and they need to use the suppliers from different places in other countries. So we use US dollars. So because of the inflation, we have like a really high exchange, and the increase of expenses and costs. For example, the freights was very expensive during this time, so they suffered a lot with that. And how that can impact as well the company is because the power for customers reduced, so they're buying less. In comparison between 2019 and 2020, like in general, we have a decrease of 4.29%. But considering like so in numbers, 27 million to 29 million is not that different. I know that is a huge difference, but considering like the last year that was very hard, I believe the Hallenstein Glasson group was really good. You know. The trend analysis. You can see here. So we have the three. The first one is the EBIT, second net profit, and the last one is sales. Here is 2016 and 2020. You can see that this is a comparison for from 5 years. Since 2016, they really increased their sales, the net profit, the EBIT. So the company is doing well. Like from last year, they got a little bit decrease on the EBIT and a very slightly on the net profile, and the sales they go like very slightly. So it's not bad actually. Hallenstein Glasson Group comparing from 5 years ago, they're increasing. They're being good. This is the asset growth and short and long-term financing. As I said that before, and I want to explain here what happened with the company. Here you can see from 2019 they didn't have this right of use assets, 73 million. So that's why, for example, before the total current assets was 55 and now it's 133. The total assets it doubled. So that's why it was the difference. And the same about the current liability. Before it was just 20 million and now it's 65 million. So that means the company is investing in new buildings, in new leasing. The company has the cash to do this investment, which means that the company is in a health financial situation. Conclusion. The sales since 2016, the company had increased 52% in sales. The company nowadays they had 49 million in cash, which was 30% of increase compared to last year. They had just 16 million. And assets, 102% increase in the assets compared to the previous year because they got this lease. So my conclusion and my recommendation is to invest in this company because they show that even though they was a challenging year last year, they got they improved and they could reduce costs and they could keep the sales, and that's it. Thank you very much.
Okay, well done. Any questions, guys? No questions?
No.
Okay, yeah, Daniel, well done. Very clear presentation, right? And also you explain all these things in an easy understanding way, so that is really good. Okay, so I would say it's like just a little bit, let's say, improvements, like you can get better, even better. So basically, when you give us the explanation for dupe analysis, maybe first thing you can point out what is the purpose of giving or doing or conducting dupe analysis. Okay, yeah. And then when you talk about the trend analysis, it's good you actually provide us with all these charts. But if you can maybe use as charts to show the future patterns, it will even better. Huh?
Yeah.
Very good. And the rest is very clear. Yeah, all good.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right.